Hello and welcome back to yet another episode of the Arlington Experience with Jim Ross. I'm Jim Ross. Now, have you ever been to a concert, an art exhibit, a festival, something like that, where you look at the talent of people and you just feel super envious saying, I wish I had an ounce of that talent? Well, I'm with a guy right now that I look at some of the stuff he's done, and I wish I had an ounce of this talent because I can't hardly draw a stick figure. I'm with Steve Moya with Moya Art. Steve, how you doing, brother?
Very good, Jim. How are you?
Good to see you. You have done some incredible work, and we're here in South Arlington, and I'm looking at some of the work you've done, which is just off the charts. When did you discover you had a gift for this type of stuff?
It's just natural ability. It happened as a kid. So I was basically born with it, God-given talent. But been drawing since I was a little kid. And just naturally over the years, just keep getting better. And before you know it, I'm, painting and making a living at it.
What is your niche?
My niche is people. I'm a portrait artist. I don't do landscapes. I don't do flowers, anything like that. I like painting people. I like capturing who they are. Right now, my main focus is musicians. So I like capturing them doing what they do.
Now, it wasn't good enough for you just to be full of talent and be able to paint artists and people like that. You had to give back to the community, and a number of years ago, you helped create an art festival here in Arlington.
Yes.
And tell me how that came about.
So one year, this was 2011, summer of 2011, my wife and I were coming back from a show in Kansas, and that particular show, it was a first-year show, and there was 90 artists there, and ended up winning Best of Show, so that was good. Out of the 90 artists, won Best of Show. But on the way home, we started talking, and just the subject came up. How interesting is it that we travel to all these different cities, these different states, to go and sell my art and participate in these shows, but yet there's nothing in our own hometown. There's nothing in our backyard that we can, invite artists to come in and do the same thing that we do when we go out of town. So we talked about it, and it kind of just sat there for a month or two, and then it got brought back up, and we talked about it some more. So by this time, it was already August of 2011. So I just made the decision. I said, I'm going to do it. It's weighing on me to do something, and so went to the Parks Department and discussed it with them, and they loved the idea. We had a couple of meetings, and before you know it, 2012, we had the very first Art on the Green Art Festival.
It grew substantially before COVID hit.
Absolutely.
How many artists do you end up having before COVID?
Well, so we range anywhere from 75 to 100 artists every year, just depending on. And the very first year, we only had 66 artists. We wanted 75. We thought that'd be a really good showing. But we ended up with 65 artists, and it ended up being a really nice show. And we had bands as well performing. And the city of Arlington had never seen anything like this before. When word spread that there was going to be an art festival and what it was going to entail, by the end of the weekend, we ended up having about 20,000 people come to the event.
Wow.
So it was a very good show. Yeah, it was a very good show.
That's incredible. Now, last year, COVID wiped out the festival.
Yes.
This year, the festival back on?
Yes, it is.
When's it happening this year?
It will be April 30th through May 2nd, and we're at a new location. We're now at Vandergriff Park, and the festival is now called Vandergriff Art Festival.
If people want to find your art, how do they find your art?
So my art is at moyaart.com, and it's MOYAART.com, so moyaart.com. And I've got all my paintings on there, limited edition prints, and all other kinds of things that they can buy with my work on it.
And if they want to learn about the Vandergriff Art Festival, where do they go to find that?
They go to vandergriffartfestival.com, and that's got all the information for the event coming up.
How many artists we going to have out there this year?
We've got 75 this year.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a good show, and we've got artists coming from all over the country. And that's the great thing. We've got, that they want to come into Arlington. Arlington is a sports town and not known for art. But we've helped really advance that over the last 9 years, where artists want to come in. They want to the more opportunities they have to sell their work in this environment, they want. And of course, us being centrally located between Dallas and Fort Worth, it's very helpful. So,
well, Steve, I appreciate you so much. Thanks for joining us on the Arlington Experience. Folks, remember, please buy, sell, and eat Arlington. This is an Arlington resident doing what's great for this community, bringing this art world to Arlington. Get out there April
30th through May 2nd.
30th through May 2nd. Go to the Vandergriff Art Festival. Check this out. Support this festival. And until next time, we'll see you on the Arlington Experience.